Hello, everybody. This is Cyrus again with Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics, where we talk about life after death, astral projections, psychic powers, and all types of things like that. And tonight, I'm asking the question, is anti-paranormalism the people you know who are just unilaterally opposed to anything that is, quote, paranormal, maybe suffering some kind of a mental health problem? But before we get into that, if you like these types of topics, please hit the subscribe button. It's the only way to keep this channel from going extinct, as it's the only way to keep the YouTube algorithm gods happy. Right, I should say happy and fed. It's like some kind of an evil deity. You have to keep feeding it sacrifices, right? And if you don't subscribe and hit the notification bell and like and share, YouTube is like, this channel is obviously not too popular. Let's just make it disappear. So that's what all YouTube creators are now dealing with, and so I do need your help in that regard. So to continue. So up on the screen is not a new article. This is from January 2017, and the title is CIA uploads millions of classified documents to its website, including information on UFOs and psychic powers, and that's millions with an M. Millions of articles on the CIA website. So, as the article says, one document, for instance, describes the project in detail. It shows how the CIA recruited volunteers to go through a program of training that would let people access information without any of the usual means, and which would be used as a weapon for which there is no known defense. Now, if you study remote viewing, there's people like John Vivanco, V as in Victor, Ivanco, and there was a great interview with him on YouTube with the channel, I think it's called Search for Truth Reality. And Vivanco was allegedly hired by hedge funds, various high-level corporations, local police departments, and governments, including the U.S. government, where he helped to allegedly unravel a terrorist plot involving biological weapons and a football stadium. So, at this point, anybody on the upper end knows that, quote, paranormal topics are real. And as Vivanco describes, high-level companies, hedge funds, etc., they hire remote viewers, but they're perfectly happy with the general public still having this kind of ignorance about the topics, because it gives them a competitive advantage. So when you have a big company getting all the secrets about a competitor company using remote viewers, then if that competitor company is run by one of these anti-paranormalist types of people, then they will never bother to hire remote viewers themselves, and it will leave them at this incredible competitive disadvantage. So this is how the dynamics of this pseudo-skepticism comes into play in their real life. And of course, governments are smart enough not to neglect this, but similarly as with corporations, a government is more than happy if a competing government is too narrow-minded to begin implementing these types of things into their intelligence gathering methods. So just like with the big corporations, it's kind of this open secret going on. And many people are benefiting from anti-paranormalism. So given how widespread and rampant this information is, how is it that a section of the population, and some of you guys might be watching this channel getting ready to downvote this video, please downvote it, because I'm curious to know how many of you people are out there watching a video like this one. So if you hate what I have to say and you're a pathological anti-paranormalist, please downvote the video. I want to see. I know I got a bunch of you guys in the Neil deGrasse Tyson video downvoting it and leaving nasty comments, but I'm curious about this phenomenon of people just denying reality to fit this perspective that they think is rational, but it's completely irrational. Like, I find more in common with the anti-paranormalists, with like the flat Earth community than anybody would like to admit. The flat Earth community, no matter how much evidence that you present to them, they just dig their heels deeper and deeper until it begins to just go completely bonkers. So anti-paranormalists, hardcore skeptics, the James Randi types of people, the people who go to James Randi conferences, and that crap's been going on since I was a kid and long before then. It's a whole subculture. The hardcore skeptics like you guys are a subculture, and the more evidence that we show you, the more we show you as an example at the Afterlife Topics website. You can go to afterlifetopics.com/destroying debunkers, where I have listed well over 100 peer-reviewed articles about psychic abilities and things like that, many of which are from mainstream journals and came out after the year 2000. I can present stuff like that. I can present stuff like the fact that the CIA website is now the premier New Age website where you can get millions of articles about psychic research. And this is the Central and freaking Intelligence Agency. And the more I present this to hardcore skeptics, the more you guys dig your heels in. It is time to just admit that you have lost. This is, your attempt at pushing your agenda has failed. This information is now out there, and yes, you control Wikipedia. Yes, guerrilla skeptics, they dedicate their lives because of this pathological syndrome to keep denigrating this information in Wikipedia, but the real truth is already revealed, and anybody can look outside of Wikipedia or other propaganda websites and see what's going on. You have failed, and you are on the wrong side of history. History is going to look back at you, and you are going to be laughed at. And if you own a company, and it's a big company, or if you work for a big company, and you're not jumping on board with things like remote viewing, you are leaving yourself at a competitive disadvantage, and you will be crushed by, say, Chinese competitors who don't have stigmas about these types of things and will happily hire remote viewers to assist them with intelligence gathering. So, is it a psychological condition that these people have? My guess is yes. It's a pathological extreme level of cognitive dissonance, and they're trying to save face. And there's not really any way to convince these people in your life, to quote see the light. They have to do it on their own ultimately, and it is a big pain in the ass because if you have an experience that is like of a supernatural origin, like an out-of-body experience, like the stuff we talk about in this channel, then if you have a family of people like this, then you can't share it with any of them because they'll ridicule you and they'll be just awful about it. And my final point is that it is funny that these people fight so hard to preserve a worldview that is highly nihilistic, highly mechanistic, and just very depressing. It's almost like, despite how nasty that worldview is, they just want to maintain control. And without control, they feel insecure. And when you introduce all of these new concepts in physics and metaphysics and quantum physics, then it's like they no longer have that conception of reality that they can fall back on. And it puts them into a panic mode. So that's one theory. I don't know. What do you think about this? And are you an anti-paranormalist hate watching my video? Go ahead and leave your mean, nasty comments in the feed like you've done for the Neil deGrasse Tyson video I put up so that I can look at them and probably just block you from the channel. But if you actually have a relevant argument to provide, like you want to engage the evidence and not just toss insults, then I'm always happy to hear and entertain all those ideas. even on my Facebook group, Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. But y'all gotta learn to start having some common courtesy, because it's bad enough that you keep your head stuck in the sand about these topics, but then you come invading forums like my forum and insulting all the people and saying you're all a bunch of fools, etc., etc. And then as soon as we act a little bit, we show some teeth in response, then they go, "Oh, see, look, you people are not spiritual. Look at you. You're not practicing patience. You're all just a bunch of jerks, bunch of meanie heads." So it's like schoolyard stuff. So people come in like directly insulting us, and then as soon as we fight back, it's like, "Mommy, he hit me," and it's like self-defense. So come on, guys, get your act together. If you're gonna keep up with this outdated philosophy, at least show some class. This is Cyrus. I'll talk to you guys later. If you like this stuff, presuming that you're not the target that I'm specifically addressing in this video, if you actually like supernatural topics, then you can get involved. Check out the YouTube description. You can check out the website, my book, stuff like that. I'll see you guys next time.